Hey guys, welcome back to another Cards and Coffee episode. Today I have a game from a stream I did the other day. It is PTCGO, as you can see. I was play testing my Incineroar deck that I just built. Currently, this is the only deck that I have online, actually. Sorry, I thought my phone was on mute, and apparently it's not. It's the only deck that I have built online. I'm trying to build a Lycanroc deck, but since it's the only one I have, I've just been messing around really low on the ladder. Like, I lost like maybe 4 or 5 games before I played this one, so I mean, don't expect anything good. But when I was looking back at the VOD, I realized there were a ton of mistakes that I missed while playing, and I kind of wanted to go over it because this was on stream. I had like 6 viewers, which again isn't a lot, but that's a lot for me, and I kind of wanted to share what I found in the mistakes that I made. So I figured, why not make it a Cards and Coffee episode and also promote the stream a little bit. So if you want to hear my live reactions, you should follow me on Twitch, because I've been playing a lot of card games lately, and I kind of talk through like the steps that I'm making. So that's something you're interested in, totally go follow. But right now, I'm going to be giving some post commentary on this. So basically, with this Incineroar deck, the real main goal is just set up faster than your opponent and run them down before they can, you know, overwrite you, because my GX attack is very strong, but there's only so much I can do. Once I run out of steam, I'm out of steam. So basically, I run Volcanion, and I run 1 Oran Guru for draw because I don't have Shaman, and then I run 4 Incineroar GXs. The reason I run Volcanion is because basically I want to use my field card, Scorched Earth, to discard my energies. There's a bunch of different discards in my deck. I run 2 or 3 Sycamores. I just want to discard energies, get them into my discard pile, and get them back with Volcanion. Set up my bench super quickly with a bunch of Littens, and just, you know, try to mow down my opponent. Some games I can set up 4 Incineroar GXs in 2 turns. It's not a problem. If you get super lucky with the rare candies and whatnot, it's a really quick deck. But, you know, once my opponent catches up, there's nothing really I can do, especially against this deck, because this guy is playing, I believe this is the Quad Lapras deck. I'm not entirely sure. He does have 4 Lapras, or at least 2 or 3 I think I see in this game. But because I'm fire, I am super weak to water, so I realize that I have to kind of get rid of the Lapras as soon as it comes out. At this point in the game, I don't know it's a Lapras deck. I am a little confused as to why he's setting up his Pidgeot right now. As far as I know, that's not a deck, but I don't know the Quad Lapras deck, so I don't know if this is like a common occurrence. For those of you who don't know, Quad Lapras is just a newer deck. I actually don't know much about the deck myself. If you're new to PTCG, Pokemon Trading Card Game, you basically choose like 2 to 3 Pokemon as like your main Pokemon in the deck, and then you just choose a bunch of like items and supporters to, you know, get yourself set up. Very rarely do you run a bunch of Pokemon. Some decks only run like 4 Pokemon. But like in my deck, for example, my main line is a 4-2-4 Incineroar line. I run 1 Oran Guru for draw. That Instructability lets me draw up to 3 cards in my hand. So if I have less than 3, I can draw up to 3. So if I have 2, like in this case, I used it and I only drew 1. And then I run the Volcanion for the energy discard, you know, to the energy discard, I guess, support, so I can get those back. Basically, when I use my 1 energy attack, I get to attach energy from my discard to my bench. So I really want to get that nice and early so that I can discard, draw quicker, and then get it back. You guys starting to get the hang of how this deck works, especially for those of you who don't play Pokemon. I'm very new to this game in the competitive sense, so I'm going to try to take these videos as more of like a teaching you guys the basics as well, because that's pretty much all I know. And I know a lot of my viewers don't play this game or used to play very long. They don't know the new Pokemon, they don't know how the meta works. So I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of explain, you know, the stuff I'm learning as I learn it, I guess. I don't know. But right there, I used the Scorched Earth, discarded my energy, and put it in the discard pile because I know I'm going to get it back. Another really cool thing that I run in this deck is Experience Share. So basically, I attach that to one of my bench Pokemon, and then whenever a Pokemon dies and it has energy attached to it, the Pokemon with EXP Share will get 1 of the energy from the one that dies. So you just attach that to something on your bench, and you get the Pokemon set up real quick. So at this point, I see that this guy has a Lapras, right? I'm like, oh my god, I'm playing against possibly Quad Lapras. This guy's gonna have a ton of anti-fire, and my entire deck is fire, except for the Oran Guru. But, I mean, you don't really want to battle with the Oran Guru. But yeah, so I had Experience Share on. I should have put on the other Pokemon. It's not the end of the the world, but I had it on there. My Incineroar GX is set up. At this point, I have two options. I can knock out the Pidgeot and wait for him to bring in the Lapras, but I don't know if he's running like a DCE or something, and if he has DCE, he would knock me out next turn. So I don't want him to do that. I'm going to play Lysander here, and I'm going to take that Lapras, put it in the active slot, and I'm just going to GX attack it. I'm going to hope that he gets really bad draws, because he did wait a very long time to put that Lapras out. So I'm hoping that he just has a bad hand. I attached the EXP share, was that the EXP share? I think it was, to the Litten, so in case I die, at least it'll still get some of the energy. Lysander in that Lapras, and I'm going to use my GX attack. GX is a brand new mechanic with the Sun and Moon trading card block, I guess. Basically, it's an attack. You can use it once per game. You can only use one GX. So even if you have like 4 GX Pokemon in your deck, they could be all different GX, it doesn't matter. You can only use a GX attack once, and they're usually super powerful. Some of them are energy disruptors, some of them are energy gatherers, like Solgaleo, it'll let you rearrange your energy. Pokemon like Incineroar, it gives it a really nasty burn, and it also just does a lot of damage, so I just decided, you know, I'm going to use that on the Lapras just to get it out. Now, you may have noticed that when I kill that Pokemon, I got 2 prize cards. That's because when you kill a GX Pokemon, you get 2 prize cards instead of 1. Same thing with, well, at least I thought it was the same thing with EXs. I actually don't think that's the case, because this is a Pidgeot EX. I kill it at some point in the game, and I don't get 2 prize cards, which I thought was a little weird. Oh, excuse me. I had a super long day. I'm really tired. Hopefully that is not too contagious, but I mean, at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. I am a little scared because that Lapras already has 2 energies on it, so I mean, the chances of him coming in and knocking out my Incineroar is pretty high, because no matter what he does, he's gonna knock it out, especially because he hasn't used his GX attack yet. So at this point, I have to start thinking, okay, I'm gonna die soon. I have to think about what I'm gonna put out next. And I'm just gonna keep setting up my bench, because that's all I really can do. Try to get as many Litten out as possible so that I can rare candy into Incineroar GX when I get it. Another option that I have is to try to Via Seeker into another Lysander, which is what I decide to do. Via Seeker lets me take a supporter card out of my discard pile, put it back into my hand, and I'm going to Lysander out the Lapras. I only run 1 Lysander in this deck, so I do try to keep that in mind. I only use it when I have to, but I have the 4 VS Seekers, so it's not the end of the world. I get the 2 heads rolls or flips, but I wasn't paying attention to the math. For some reason, I thought that Lapras had 180 HP, but apparently it has 190, and this is going to be where I make one of the biggest crucial mistakes that literally cost me the game. I knew Incineroar was going to die here. What I should have done was switched out the Litten with the energy on it. The reason why I didn't want to is because it wasn't fully set up yet. And I said, I don't want to just waste it because I don't have any energies on the other Litten. I kind of want to stall. But Lapras is 10 HP from dying. All I had to do was put out the Litten that had the 2 energies on it and then just KO it. Or if I really didn't want to, if I attached that 1 energy right there, the one that I attached to the bench, if I put that on the active and then just clicked the 10 damaging ability, the Lapras would have died and I would have gotten 2 prize cards. Right there. He doesn't have another Lapras set up on the bench, and his Articuno is nowhere close. Even if he had a DCE, it doesn't matter, because he wasn't going to be able to be set up for next turn. And I believe, I can't go back now, but I think I had an N. I may have had a switch in my hand, which means I could have switched into the other Litten. There's so many things I could have done better there, and I'm really pissed off that I didn't catch that during the stream, because that right there is the reason why I lose the game, because this Lapras goes unchallenged for the rest of the game. I can't do anything about it. And I mean, I do eventually kill it, but by then he has another Lapras set up, and his Pidgeot is still there. So I got really mad when I was watching the replay. I can't believe I missed the 10 damage. That is so crucial to winning this game that I am still beating myself up over it. I also have another option here. I have the Olympia. All you have to do, Nicole, is switch out the 2 Littens. But nope, you play this so poorly. That's why you lose almost every game you play. I think I have like a 25% win rate in this game. I mean, I'm still learning. I'm not that upset. Like, I honestly think I've played maybe 5 to 6 games on ladder with this deck. Just on ladder in general. Excuse me. I'm so new to Pokemon, so while I'm beating myself up over it, I also realize it's not the end of the world because I'm just so new. But I'm going to use Scorched Earth, try to draw a couple more cards, place the Litten on the bench. I really, really, really need to bump one of those guys up into Incineroar GX. That's like the only option that I have right now. Again, I missed putting the energy on the active Pokemon. I don't know what I was thinking. This is what I get for playing a Pokemon or just TCG games in general late at night because I don't pay attention. So I'm trying to look. I still have, I think at this point I have one Incineroar. Yeah, so I have one Incineroar GX in my graveyard, so I'm not going to get that back. I have one in my hand. I should theoretically still have two in my deck, but I don't know if any of them are prized. Again, for newbies. Okay, so I have two in my deck, so none of them are prized. But for people who don't know, basically the way you win in Pokemon is either your opponent runs out of cards in their deck, so you automatically win, or as you kill Pokemon, you take your own prize cards, and once you collect all 6 prize cards, you win. So, but the prize cards are just 6 random cards from your deck. You don't know what you get in that. You kind of have to, whenever you're searching through your deck, you kind of have to use it as an opportunity to figure out what's in your prize. And sometimes you get super unlucky. You could get 4 Litten in your prize cards, and at that point, you're just kind of screwed. But it doesn't happen that often. So here I am. I'm letting him set up. He knows that I'm playing this poorly. That's why he hasn't killed the Litten yet. That on top of the fact that I think one of the Lapras attacks prevents you from attacking the next turn, but he knows that I can't switch it out. I'm playing this horribly. I would have done the same thing. Why force me to switch out into something that's already set up when he can just leave that there knowing I can't do anything, and I clearly don't see the win condition. So now he's finally going to Ice Beam him, take care of him. I just, at this point, I'm so upset because I know that I'm playing this horribly, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I'm just gonna take this opportunity, I guess, to try to salvage what I have. I can still win this, though. Like, theoretically, I just have to knock out both of those Lapras, or knock out the Articuno and Pidgeot after I kill this Lapras. I'm just gonna try to draw some more, put the Volcanion on the bench so I can keep setting up. Discard that fire energy. I can always get it back, especially with my Volcanion. And then I get like some of the worst draws you could possibly ever get. 2 VS Seekers. I already used my supporter for the turn, so I can't use another one. Again, for the noobs, you can only use 1 supporter per turn, but you could use as many item cards as you want. And I realized that I'm just kind of screwed over. I'm still gonna grab a supporter, but yeah, I mean, this is really bad for me. If I can hold out till next turn, I can end, and he'll only be able to grab 2 cards, which is good because he only has 2 prize cards left. That'll shrink his hand down. I do kill it, so I get my 2 prize cards. Again, not the end of the world, but I should have VS Secret for a Lysander. That was my issue. Especially because I knew I was going to kill it that turn. I should have waited to see what I get from my prize cards. So now I have 2 ends, 2 rare candies, and 2 Scorched Earths. Well, I can't use a Scorched Earth because I already have one out in the field. I can't use the rare candies because I don't have an Incineroar GX to evolve to. And then now I have 2 ends, and I still don't have the Lysander to take care of anything. So I'm in a really bad position. Still winnable, and I knew that at the time, but I can't make any more mistakes. So I think that right now, like, that Articuno is not set up. He's still grabbing energy through his Find Ice ability, which is only 1 energy. He's setting up, like, if I don't knock them out soon, I will lose. I don't remember exactly what happens next here, so I'm kind of like stalling for time with the VO. Should have cut that part out. This guy definitely took his time making his turns, and that's something that I should have taken into consideration myself, because I see a move and I just do it. I have to get a little bit better with my decision making and like realizing like you don't have to make a move immediately. I get really nervous because like with Hearthstone and stuff, you have a time limit of like what, 30 or 45 seconds, and then once that rope starts ticking down, I get really nervous. I don't like that. But in like this game and in Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, you don't have that time limit, especially when you're not playing against anybody else. But anyway, I try to draw some more cards. I'm not getting anything at all. I really, really, really need that Incineroar GX, and I don't have a lot of cards left in my deck, yet I'm still getting screwed over. I need to get that Incineroar out now, because this one's gonna die. But I wasn't paying attention, and I was wasting so much time on trying to get the second Incineroar GX out that I forgot that when he kills that one, he automatically wins because he only has 2 prize cards left, and when you kill a GX Pokemon, you automatically get 2 prize cards instead of the normal 1. So, again, what I should have done was Lysander out and kill something. If I would have killed that Lapras, I won. The Lapras wasn't quite set up yet. What I could have done was end, try to knock out his hand, and hope he doesn't grab an energy. But again, you don't know what he has in his hand. I don't know if he has an energy in there now. I don't know if he doesn't have an energy. Whenever you end, it's always risky business. But, yeah, I'm like, you know what? I gotta go for the Tiger Swing. I don't remember how much health Articuno has. Oh, it has 120. Okay, cool. Another thing, too. I thought EX cards... Is that an EX card, actually? I'm not sure. I don't think that one's EX. I think that one's just a full art. For some reason, I thought it was an EX or something, and I thought I was going to get the 2 prize cards from it, but I didn't. So, yeah. And I said, hey, you know, I could win this if he doesn't touch energy, but of course he had the energy, so he automatically won. I was 1 or 2 turns away from winning. If I didn't mess up like 3 turns with that Litten, I would have won. But, yeah, you know, that's why you watch your VOD, so you can find your mistakes and get better. But thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Check out my stream if you like this type of content, and I'll see you guys next time.